what is up? What is up? I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone's doing well today. We haven't talked since Monday, and obviously, definitely really a lot to go into this game. I mean, we kind of already, we've been stressing all week over, what's gonna happen this week, and we're just waiting for the moment we have here. Just to we're just trying to get the bad taste out of our mouth right now. I mean, that's really all we're doing. We're just trying to get through the week and do what we got to do. You know what I mean? It's been a crappy week. I know a lot of Eagles fans have been pissed off. I understand that. I understand we didn't play up the par last week. We looked horrible. We looked horrendous. We looked like total shit. Okay. The Eagles didn't make a move for a safety. The Eagles signed Julio Jones. We'll see what happens with that. I'm really worried about the offense more than the defense. At least with the defense, I know Desai does make adjustments. Okay, we're definitely making adjustments. The defense is going to give up what they give up in this game. The defense is going to give up what they give up. It is what it is. Like I see people talking about slaying Bradbury. Like, look, it's. This is how the defense is going to play this year. Slay and Bradbury are going to look a lot worse this year because they're playing off ball and they're just giving up yards already off the beginning stage of what offenses are going to do to us. I'm not expecting this defense to play to perfection. I'm expecting the defensive line to get pressure. I'm expecting Jalen Carter to have his game. I mean, really, Jalen Carter is still, I think, the highest grade defensive tackle, even after being out one game. Okay. So, we'll see. We'll see. But hey, appreciate everybody that's in the chat right now. Thank you everybody for joining the stream today. We got James in here. What's going on, man? We got Donnie. We got Kent. What's up? LEP, what's going on, dude? Kelly, so what's up? What's going on, Kelly Green? What's up, Joey? What's your feel on this game? I feel really good. We need this matchup to put the burners on our asses. We win the. Yeah, I mean, it should be it's gonna go back and forth. I mean, it's really gonna go back and forth. This offense cannot go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like, as soon as our defense is on the field way too much in this game, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. You're wearing Kelly Greens this week. You got a lot to play for this week to show what this team is all about. The coaching staff, my eyes are all on BrianJohnson this week, theoretically. All on BrianJohnson. There's no excuse for it. I'm really looking forward towards this offense. Kenneth Gainwell in red zone. Got to have a run game this week. I didn't like what BrianJohnson said all week this week. I really didn't. At least like when Nick Sirianni talked about BrianJohnson's play calling and said that there might have been a few things he could have changed, like, this just the way these plays have been going, some of the play calling. I mean, he didn't throw anybody under the bus, and they're not going to throw anybody under the bus, but, that's the way it's going right now sometimes. For those you say, well, Joey, what's happening? Kelly Green and the light show is fire, but it's about, I don't give a shit about the Kelly Greens, dude. I really don't. I don't. The Kelly Greens ain't going to mean a damn thing, okay, if they don't get this win. It's just the truth. Like, I went on Twitter and I was like, I want the win. I don't care about these Kelly Greens. Like, I'm going to wear my Kelly Green. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be awesome. No problem with it. But we got to get this win. Because really, guys, it's just, you got to face Miami. And then you got 2 division games. You got 2 division games after this. Now your schedule's getting tougher. It's getting a lot tougher now. Hold on, let me just put this stream on my phone real quick. I always forget. That's just what I do. That's just what happens. It's not going to get easier. It's just not. And through 6 weeks of football, this offense has won games. A win is a win at the end of the day, but have they played to their full potential? No, they have not. A lot of missed opportunities to put more points on the board. I'm not saying the defense is perfect, but damn, you got a great defensive line. You got two really good loaded lines right now. I'm not worried about Bradley Roby being out. I'm not worried about Reed Blankenship being out. I'm really not. You know what I mean? Those two guys. You really got two guys out this week. Really, theoretically, you do. Other than that, that's pretty much it. You know? It's everyone talks about the secondary, how bad. Yeah, we're second to last. I think we're second to last in the league in yards giving up yards defensively. I think they're second to last, which is expected. You know, it's definitely expected, no doubt. Ventura says offense needs to be clicking from the start. If our D-line doesn't get pressure, we're going to get carved up. Oh, yeah, 100%. If there's no pass rush, and like the thing that I really liked from Sean Desai this week, what he said at his press conference early in the week, he said this defense is going to be very physical this week. So expect a lot of stunts, a lot of blitzes, and Jalen Carter is about to be unleashed. Thank God we have Jalen Carter this week. Fletch was back last week. Hassan Reddick has 5.5 sacks. Okay, Hassan Reddick is now on that streak point now, which is really good. Hassan Reddick is aiming upwards now, since that cast has really been off. So that's great, Nothing to complain there. Ron said, let's go. What's going on, man? Say it's just Slade can't guard Hill one-on-one. Well, nobody can, dude. Like, come on now. No one can guard. You gotta play off ball. You gotta play off ball. Whoever's lined up on him, and it's not gonna be just Slay. It's gonna be. They're not shadowing Slay. The one thing I've learned about this year is they're not shadowing Slay on anybody. They're not shadowing Slay on the number one. You know why they're not shadowing the number one corner on the number one receiver? Because they play off ball. It ain't gonna matter. All this isn't gonna matter. You know what I mean? What's going on, Bryce? Fly text fly. What's going on? What's been reported? What? Because I feel like we will bounce back. I mean, I'm not against that. They're not going to. I don't even care about the injuries. Okay, number one with Miami. Okay, I don't even care. I know this team will. I know this. I know they'll bounce back. I really. I mean, if they don't bounce back, then it's really going to be upsetting. What a waste of a roster this year. Like, what a waste this roster is. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Anders Hyber says, we need to run the ball and keep Swift out there in red zone. Stop putting Gainwell. Yeah, I know. That's a whole nother thing. I feel like I agree with 500 on this, okay? From every time Gainwell's in the game, I feel like the offense has no juice. I feel like they only put Gainwell in games. Obviously, he runs the ball well. But I think when they put in Gainwell, because he's a better pass protector than Swift, which is definitely true. I don't think DeAndre Swift is the best pass protector picking up blitzes. I don't think he pass protects pretty well. Okay? What I've liked so far from Swift is they've been actually, getting him acclimated more into the passing game, which is great. But passing 45 times is not going to win you football games. Using Jalen Hurts' legs in red zone too much, or using your big. I mean, I honestly, to be honest with you, the Julio Jones signing, I don't get it. I kind of question the Julio Jones signing of why. I like it, but it's just you know what I mean? I feel like there's going to be a safety in this room sooner or later. I think after this week or something. But the Julio Jones signing to me is I don't know what it's for. I guess Zacchaeus is just not enough. And obviously, Quez is still on IR. I get it. So I guess they have no trust in Devin Allen. They have no trust in Britton Covey. Devin Allen would have been your 4. Covey would have been your 5. It is what it is, man. I don't get the move that much. I guess just for assurance in case someone gets injured, or you never know what could happen. I guess maybe they were worried about Devontae Smith this week. Maybe they were worried about the hamstring. I don't know. Devontae Smith looks great. I mean, Devontae Smith looks perfectly fine. He was practicing really hard. He wasn't just doing light shit. He was doing a lot of stuff. So, here Ego says, Julio Jones desperation. That's what I thought. Like few days into the week, I said, is this more of a desperation move because Devontae Smith wasn't like 100% like going into this week? That's what I was kind of looking at. Dude says Loki's scared about defense because of the way cornerbacks are going to play back and the Dolphins play. I'm not even. Well, we're going to have look, I'm just saying, like, as much as I'm worried about us playing off the ball, like, I'm not worried about our pass rush. This is the best defensive line that the Dolphins are facing, number one. Number two, okay, it's a week-to-week league, okay? I know everyone's terrified of the Dolphins, and I get it. Everyone's terrified. I'm going in there ready to smack them in the friggin' mouth. Like, that's what I'm going in here. I'm not going to worry about it until I have to worry about it. But they got to smack him in the mouth, and I feel like they can smack him in the mouth. Because really, at the end of the day, okay, let's be realistic here. Since it's a week-to-week league, okay, Miami scores 70 points on Denver. Bills killed Miami. The Giants, they got scored 30 on by the Dolphins, but, Tua didn't look fantastic in that game. The Giants ran the ball well on them, and Tua made a couple bad throws in that game. Got to pressure Tua, got to panic him. Not getting him enough time to get these big plays out to these receivers. I'm not afraid of that damn team rolling into Philadelphia, and they're gonna. What are we gonna do? We're just gonna roll on them. I mean, I don't get it. We're just gonna roll. We're gonna roll on Miami and just give up because it's Miami, and yeah, they're a team that they produce big plays. I think when it comes to the trenches, offensive lines and defensive lines for the Miami Dolphins and the Eagles, I think the Eagles are better. I think the Eagles are 20 million times better on both sides of the trenches than Miami. Miami's good in the trenches, but they're not that good. They're not as good as we are. Okay, so I don't care what the secondary looks. I don't care what the injuries look like for Miami. Okay, I don't even care. Xavier Howard is questionable. I know they have a backup left tackle right now. I don't give a shit about the injuries. Okay, number one, seriously, against the Jets, they had 3 corners out. 3, and we couldn't do a damn thing in that game at all. Nothing. Couldn't do shit in that game. So that's just what it is. Devonta Smith has to have a good game. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not into the whole like, oh, Devonta Smith hasn't done shit in a couple games. He's got to start producing. No, it's like, if it's his matchup, it's his matchup. Look, it's not like our receivers haven't been doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like AJ Brown is at like over 600. I mean, he's gonna hit 1,000 yards really soon. I mean, really damn soon. Okay, it's going to happen. Devonta Smith, yeah, he should have I thought last week he would have had a good game. I thought last week would have been a better game because they had, 3 corners out. So I figured if it was everyone's going to have a good game, I thought AJ Brown and Devonta Smith would have had a good game. After we heard that, I mean, they even played Sauce last week and they still friggin' struggled, It's just nuts, dude. See. Don said, I want to see Sidney Brown knock someone out. Yeah, and plus on top of everything else, this is Sidney Brown's first game back. You know what I mean? Like, it's his first game back. So how much am I really supposed to expect him to do in this game? He hasn't played in the game in 3-4 weeks. Like, what am I expecting from Sidney Brown at a game like this? Maybe he'll play well. If he does, great. If he, I can't blame him if he doesn't. The guy hasn't played in a while. So, Sydney says the Eagles' pressure or inside Reddick roams around be very rewarding. Oh, 100%. Hassan Reddick is on fire. Since that cast has gone off 5.5 sacks, I mean, you can't even complain about it. You know what I mean? So now he's starting to kind of get his groove a little bit, which is really good. You know what I mean? It's getting better, Kenny says also it's a friendly rivalry between. Oh, well, I think it's a personal game, 100%. I think it's definitely more personal for Hurts, 100%. You got Waddle and Devonta Smith. They're very good friends. Both of them are very good friends. There's a lot of Alabama connections between both of these teams going into Sunday night, no doubt. You'll never like, what's score going to be, Joey? I don't even know. I don't even know what the score is going to be. I don't even care. I just want them to win. I'm not getting precise on a score. I'm not going to say they're going to score 30 or it's going to be a 3. It might be a close game. It might be a shootout, but I think this defensive line can get after it, you know? I don't even care what the score. The score means nothing. If the Eagles win by 3, they win by 3. They win by 1, they win by 1. They tie and go into overtime, and they win in overtime. As long as they win, I don't care how they get it done. Just get it done and coach up a good game. That's all I care about right now. Dom say, hey, Joe, do you think we run the ball in Miami offense off the field or pass the ball? Well, I think they could definitely run on them. 100% they could run on them. I think they could pass on them too, but it comes down to play design. It comes down to play choice and substitutions at running back. All eyes are on BrianJohnson this week. If BrianJohnson chokes this game and plays that bad, not even a fighting chance. I'm talking not even a fighting chance. I'm talking like we get destroyed in this game. They're going to have to bring some offensive assistance to help him game plan because this guy just can't do it. I'm not satisfied coming off last week. I'm not satisfied. I'm pissed. I'm beyond pissed at how we played last week. And the players have been holding each other accountable, so I understand. I totally get it. So Jalen Hurts keeps making terrible throws and reads. Yeah, and I think it's Hurts not getting in rhythm with the offense. I think that's part of it. Hurts isn't going to have a game like he had last week. I mean, it's not going to happen. It never happens. Hurts isn't going to throw 3-4 picks in a game. It never ever. Everybody was having a shit day. Everybody. It wasn't just Hurts. The blame wasn't just Hurts. It was everybody and everything. It was everybody. So Kenny says, but the injuries kept hurting us. Like Blankenship is still hurt with it. I don't even care, dude. I don't give a shit about injuries. I don't care. Man the fuck up and play. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of I'm so tired of this injury list every week. I just don't give a shit now. Now I'm just like, strap on your chin strap and go wreck somebody. Honestly. Just do that. It's ridiculous, dude. These injuries, yeah, every week it's the same shit. I get it. Yo, Andre, what's up, dude? Now I got you. I got you now. I've never seen the picture. I've never seen that picture before. I don't know. You might have changed that. I'm not sure. My guy Joey, what's good? Hope you remember me. I got you. What's going on, Andre? Well, Andre's a good friend. We'll be talking really soon, man. Appreciate so much for coming in the stream, dude. Fuck this, man. Everybody's so worried and it just annoys me. So we got lucky with no injuries last season and wasted it. It is what it is, man. Like, last year's last year. I mean, I'm not even talking about last year. I mean, last year last year was a special year. It just didn't end the way we wanted to. I think there's really blame for one thing. Besides the scoop and score fumble, there's the defensive side of the ball, man. This coach we had last year and tampering during the NFC Championship game to the Super Bowl. I mean, just no recognition, no concentration on, as a coach, to what you have to do. Just ridiculous. The Oaksters 36. I understand people are nervous, but y'all are acting like the sky is falling or are reacting. I don't get why people just can't get the hell up and just want to punch somebody in the mouth. Like, that is where I'm at right now. I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, well, this person's injured. I mean, yeah, I do videos on that shit, but I do it to update you guys on shit. Like, that's the reason why I do it. I do it to update me and everybody else about the injuries for the week. Okay, but I'm going to sit there and be like, oh, we don't got Reed Blankenship. Oh, what are we going to do? The secondary is going to play this way all year long. Bradbury's going to look like shit. Slade's going to look, they're all going to look like shit. It's going to happen because they're going to lose yards. They are going to give up yards. It's going to look, statistically, it's going to look bad. It's always going to look bad. That's where it's going to be. That's where I'm at right now. I'm a little more juiced up today because I've had it. I've had it with the excuses. I've had it with nitpicking at injuries and oh my God and oh my God and oh my God. Like, I'm tired of this shit every week. I mean, we're 5-1. I mean, we're pissed off and we're 5-1. Like, we have a good, it's a good record right now, but it easily could change from now into the next few weeks of the season. So, can you win 3 out of the 4 games before you hit your bye week? Then you have to face KC. That's what I'm hoping, right? Hoping to God that's the case right now. Hold on. I think I got a super chat. I've had it, dude. I've had it. We got a super chat from Danny Patterson. Thank you so much, man. He says, hey, guys, vote for Desai in the poll. Go Philly. Yeah, I have a poll up right now. We'll do the poll. Make sure you guys vote on the poll, by the way. We got 178 votes. So I said, biggest worry facing Dolphins. We have Jalen Hurts with 11%. We have Sean Desai with 10%. I have everything at 18%, and BrianJohnson is leading the charge at 61%. That's probably where I would vote to be honest with you. I wouldn't. I don't want to tell a lie here, but I could probably guess that's where I would go. Dom Schuler 27 says Julio Jones. I do expect Julio Jones to have a small role in this game. I'm excited to see how he fits in up to the Hurts to get Jones the ball when play designed for him. Yeah, I mean, look, I think what you get with Julio Jones is you get obviously a reliable, capable guy. Okay, got to stay healthy, but I think the best thing you're getting out of Julio Jones is you have a guy that's gonna be very productive in the slot. I think you're gonna have a mismatch with Julio Jones on the field, 100%. Because really, at the end of the day, like, is Quez necessarily a mismatch every week? Is Zacchaeus necessarily a mismatch every week? I don't know. But I think with Julio Jones, you have that vet. You have, obviously, a guy that was Alabama. He knows all the Alabama guys. He knows Jalen Hurts. He knows Devontae Smith. And, yeah, I was shocked over that signing. I was completely shocked. I'm like, the last thing I'm thinking about is a goddamn wide receiver. Simple as that. John says, Joeyshakes, do you think BrianJohnson will have Jalen Hurts dropping back 50? I'm telling you right now, better not. This guy better not have 45 passes. I swear to God, I will be pissed. I don't even know. Like I don't want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the Eagles have won 5 games. They've lost 1 game. The Eagles aren't firing. Okay, the Eagles are not going to fire BrianJohnson. It's not happening. It's not happening. So, Dennis, I hope Eagles will win Killers this week. With my birthday on Thursday. Oh, dude, well, happy birthday, man. Well, happy birthday, dude. Hope you enjoy yourself, Devin. And I hope the Eagles win this week for you. You know what I mean? Help out your birthday a lot more, make you feel better. Matt said, I decide I'm done with BrianJohnson after the season. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I was very done after last week. Like, I was really done. The problem is, it's like the adjustments are just not like just adjusting. Like, there's no adjustments. There's no run game. There's no good substitutions. There's no emphasis on getting certain guys open. Whereas Dallas Goedert's had 1 good game this year. I mean, really fucking bad, dude. Like, 1 good game. That's it. Can't involve anybody. It just pisses me off. Definitely BrianJohnson appears to be a weak link. Will provide otherwise. Half of Julio is way better than what we got. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. Okay. We will find out what BrianJohnson's all about this game. And the Julio Jones statement, I like that statement. That's perfectly fine. I think you have an upgrade with Julio Jones being on the field. Guy stays healthy, you know. I think you got something with him. It's like, but the last thing I'm thinking about is it doesn't matter what you have on paper in your offense. It really doesn't. Like, I could say Julio Jones is an upgrade, but at the same time, it's like, if BrianJohnson can't get the ball to these guys, what does it matter? Like, seriously, none of it matters. That's why in the offseason we get excited about things. There's nothing wrong with that. When we sign guys, and everything looks great. You have to worry about injuries. You have to worry about Your coaching staff. You had a brand new head. You had a brand new offense. A brand new OC this year. The Eagles have barely worked with him this past offseason. Barely. So, and that's not the excuse either. That's just what it was. Jonas says, I'm hoping for 40 runs in the game. We need to turn this game into an old school NFC East type of game based on time of possession. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles you win time of possession, you're going to win the football game, no doubt. If this defense gets tired way too early, like if the Eagles go 3 and out, we are going to be in deep shit. We're going to be in deep shit in this game. I mean, you're home, you're wearing Kelly Green, and like imagine they look like shit in this game. It's going to be a bummer, man. It's going to be a bummer. John says, can we trade Penny or for Simmons buyer a pick? Penny is just a waste of a roster spot. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with him. I have no idea what they're doing with him at all. I don't get it. I don't get why he's here. Is he just a running back on reserve? I've never seen this shit where they keep 4 running backs and they don't even use him at all. I mean, you got a red zone that needs so much help with a bigger back, and why not use Rashad Penny for that between the tackles or whatever? And you don't do that. And it's aggravating. It's a pain in the ass, dude. But I get it. Teal Hopkins, thank you for the super chat, man. No Irish receivers complained about the ball until BrianJohnson. No, I mean that's true. I mean that's 100% true. I can't say that's wrong. I can't say that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with a wide receiver complaining about shit. There's nothing. It's just that's normal for a guy that's that good. It's AJ Brown. You know, people want to turn him into like some fucking monster every week. Complaining about stuff. But it's true though. I've never seen this much like verbal stuff going on, and mostly because I think the verbal stuff, TL, to be fair, I think the verbal stuff does happen every year. We just don't see it on camera. They don't catch it on for us. Usually when they don't catch it, we don't hear it. Really simple as that. So, appreciate the super chat, by the way. Appreciate it. Is this thing all messed up? Eddie Price says, "What's up, Joey? Love your streams. What safety would you trade for?" I mean, I don't know. I don't even care. I mean, really? I mean, I would go for Kevin Byard. I would give it a shot. Kevin Byard's technically got 2 years left on his deal, and the Eagles can have him here long term if they want. If that's what they want to do. Justin Simmons, Budda Baker. Jeremy Chin is out with a quad injury, so the Jeremy Chin stuff is over with. Jeremy Chin ended up getting hurt, unfortunately, and they barely even used him this year. So I'm waiting. I would have rather gotten a safety than get Julio Jones this week, but, that's just me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Grant says that Julio jersey is clean. It is, dude. 80's a kind of weird number for him, but I like it. LeBron Riser, what's going on? It says Dolphins got nothing but speed on offense, so Bradbury and Slade, Isaiah Scott, all the corners and safeties better keep up with them speedy Dolphins receivers. Yeah, but they're going to get yards on us. They're going to get yards because the Eagles don't play. They're not going to play up close, so they're going to get yards. It's not going to be on the corners and safeties. It's going to be on the defensive line getting the Tua, and the Eagles literally. The Dolphins have not faced a good defensive line like the Eagles have, especially with the 2 first lines. Jalen Carter comes back this week. Hopefully he's going to eat Tua all day. That's what I'm hoping. But I'm not putting too much into the secondary because they're going to give up yards on purpose because that's what they do. That's our defense. Just being honest. I'm not expecting press. I'm not expecting nothing but sitting back, keeping all the underneath routes open, and getting pressure, getting a Tua all game, getting turnovers. That is all I'm looking for right now. As long as they're not missing wide open tackles, shit like that, it's not too bad. But We got a super chat from James Bryan. Thank you so much, man. He says, BrianJohnson, Johnson, I can't speak. I don't, people call him BrianJohnson. BrianJohnson has to step up. Yeah. That's where my focus is this week. I mean, I've been fighting with Eagle fans all week about the dumbest crap. I swear to God, dude. Like, look, I understand, like, look, you have a different opinion. I have a different opinion about things. We might not agree on the same thing, but obviously, all of us, you guys in the live chat, me right here, all of us have the same goal at the end of the year is to win a Super Bowl. And I'm not doing this shit like last year. Last year, like, I was very passive with some stuff, and I was like, we're winning right now, so we'll see where it goes. But I'm not screwing around now. Now I'm going to nitpick every little single thing that I see that's really pissing me off. That's been happening every single week. And this offense, BrianJohnson, and I'm telling you right now, this relationship between Hurts and BrianJohnson, I really don't like, and I can't stand sometimes. So I feel like it's more on the friendly side than it is on the business side. Because the cameras are not facing they would catch it on camera if they did, but I have not seen Nick Sirianni go up to BrianJohnson on the sideline and complain about anything. I've never seen Jalen Hurts go to BrianJohnson about anything. I haven't seen a damn thing. Simple as that. I haven't seen nothing. So, simple as that. I appreciate the super chat, by the way. So I need Carter and Reddick extra. Oh, yeah. I mean, they'll be ready. They'll be ready to go, man. Carter and Reddick's on a hot streak right now. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Donald says, bro, why would you press Hill and Waddle? You would get burned. Well, yeah, of course. Of course. But we don't press anybody. They played a little closer against the Rams in the second half, but that was like it. They didn't really press too much more. I mean, the defense got the ball back for the Eagles in the second. The Eagles got against the Jets? They got the ball back for the offense a few times in the second half, and they couldn't do nothing with it. I'm really not even worried about Sean Desai adjustments. I feel like the adjustments are there. The only shit part about his defense is literally these corners are just way too far back. That's what I'm saying. Like imagine if we paid like a corner like a $60 million contract. Like, just imagine if we actually paid. Like, that's why I don't get it. With a defense like this, how you treat your secondary, why do you pay Bradbury that money? What's the point if he's going to be that many yards off the ball? Like, that's what I don't get. It's like paying a quarterback not to pass the football, and you pay him all the, it's the same shit. And I don't get why they do that. I don't get it. So why pay a secondary? Why go through all that? We got a super chat from CheeseBo169. Thank you so much. He said, Hurts needs to step up and take the next step. I want him to make his own adjustments. I want to see him say no, screw this bad play call and do an audible on what he sees on the field is up to him. Yeah, I hope he does that. I mean, this is only going to last so long. Like, if BrianJohnson has a bad game, this is only going to last so long because the season is going to slowly crumble away. I'm not in panic mode right now. We lost one friggin' game. It's one game. I'm not a snowflake fan that's going to be like, oh, my God. I was pissed off at it, but, being pissed off is fine. We saw, like, how the offense was running for the first 5 weeks, okay? And it literally just caught up to us. It literally caught up to us. We look bold. We look plain. We look like we have. It's like making a spaghetti sauce with meatballs. You put the tomato sauce in, and you don't add the extra spices. You don't add nothing to the sauce to flavor it up. Like that. It's just duh. That's what I look at every single time. It's annoying as hell. Hate it. But appreciate the super chat, by the way. Come on, trust me. Give me your questions, guys. Trust me. I will, whatever's on your mind, spit it out. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Wombat Zombie, what's good, broski? Go Birds. Got to pull this one out this weekend. 100%, dude. 100%. 100%. 100%. See here. Benny says, everything about this offense pissed me off. Everything is a pass play to balance it out. No, I mean, there's no balance. No. Pass way too much. Way too much. I don't know, because DeAndre, I mean, I don't know if they just need some goggles. Maybe they think Swift is another running back that we don't have. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Plus, the Eagles are lucky to have a top D line because defense would be in huge trouble right now if it was the D line. Corners need to stop playing. Well, the Eagles have always been good on the defensive line for a long time, for years. Always been good. We're lucky that we actually have two good outside corners. I don't think Slay and Bradbury are bad. It's how they're played off the line. I mean, let me tell you something. If you're sitting there 8 to 10 yards and you have to react to a break of a route, you don't win that. You're not going to win that shit. You're not going to win. Simple as that. It's common sense. People that need some common sense here. Okay? Hey, look, if the Eagles had a bad defensive line, I wouldn't have them winning this game. Yeah, you understand? If they didn't have a good defense, not even one line, two friggin' lines. Two. Both of their defensive lines could start for NFL rosters right now on two separate teams. So, that's the news on that. Teal said, I like Penny, but we should let him go or trade. Don't waste people talent. No, it's a waste of a roster spot. So it's a total friggin' waste. Total waste. I hate it. John says Jalen Hurts is not the same. 7 picks in 7 games. Dude, he had one bad game, dude. He had one bad game. That's not Jalen Hurts is not going to throw 4 picks in one game. It's not going to happen again. He had a bad game. Everybody had a bad game. Simple as that. He had a really bad game. D. Cougar says, how bad do you think the Dolphins will beat the Eagles? Oh, yeah, the Dolphins are going to score probably 2,664 points on us. So, yeah, probably going to get smacked. Paris says, do you think we could find more success if we utilize more formations with Hurts under center? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, if it's not shotgun, yeah, you could definitely change some things around. But I don't even think that's the biggest. I don't even think that's the biggest factor or really the biggest problem right now. You know what I mean? I don't even think that's a big problem. You know. Breaches, does everyone know that this Sirianni offensive defense, so we should question Sirianni? Oh, yeah, 100%. If this goes on for a few weeks, oh, yeah, Sirianni, I'm not saying his job is in question, but why are you not reprimanding your OC? I mean, from what he said after the Jets game, he pretty much was telling everybody, there was a few play design calls he wasn't a big fan of, but we know he's not trying to throw guys under the bus. He's not trying to throw his coaching staff under the bus. He's not trying to throw, he's not trying to throw his players under the bus. So I get it. You know what I mean? Not going to do that. But at least he said that. But what BrianJohnson said this week, I didn't like BrianJohnson. Is he egotistical? Is something up with him? Did he hit his head somewhere on the fucking wall? What's going on? You know? Robert said, if we get Tua early, we'll be fine. Just hit him in the mouth, Bert. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm tired of, with the fucking injury list every week, and we're all, the injury list every single week, man. It's ridiculous. We got to worry about this every single week. I don't even care. I don't care if Reed's out. I don't care who's out. I don't care if Bradley Roby's out. I don't even give a shit. Smack this team in the mouth and play. That's all I care. Matt said, it's okay. The show's going to get in the high ones. Yeah. Well, the one thing I'm going to stop, and I don't care because every channel is different. I'm not going to let people take over a whole entire live chat. So if that happens and start spamming shit, I will time them out for 24 hours. I will keep doing it, and I don't care. Simple as that. John says, why isn't the front office saying anything about BrianJohnson's play calling? Are they blind? Well, look, at the end of the day, he lost one game for the Eagles. That's it. in their eyes, like really, like if they're winning, like look, if they're winning and winning and winning and winning, when they were first 5 games 5-0, are they really going to change what he does if the Eagles are winning? No, but now, okay, we're going to be. They're going to be in close contact now. Now they're going to be watched very carefully. Simple as that. Bob says, what's good with do it Fournette, trade Henry when the Eagles don't run the ball? I know. Derrick Henry would be awesome. I wonder if, I mean, I'm waiting for the Titans to implode anyway. I mean, I'm kind of waiting for the Titans to really implode anyway. DB says, you run on pure emotion. People with football knowledge know the Eagles aren't as good as they were last year. Well, pure emotion is what the Eagles are all about, dude. Pure emotion is pure fucking emotion, bro. Yeah, I mean, no, they're not as good as last year. They weren't going to be as good as last year. They weren't. Their defense wasn't going to. The defense wasn't going to break 70 sacks this year. It wasn't going to happen this year. Okay, so I don't get what that has to do with anything. Last year. What is that? It's a weak NFC. The Cowboys have an easy route as well, as much as the Eagles do right now. So I don't get what that even means. I think you're asking real stupid fucking questions. Ask me a smart fucking question. Somebody says we need to get back to the RPO. We have gone away from that this year. Yeah, I don't know. No more. I mean, they've done some RPOs. They've done some, but not as much as they did last year. No. Last year they did a lot. Brought to imagine y'all wide receiver trio, Julio in his prime. I gotta admit, y'all would win that Super Bowl this year. Imagine y'all wide receiver trio with Julio in his prime. Oh yeah, well yeah. If it was 6 years ago, sure, like yeah, but we wouldn't have got him in free agency. We would have paid a hefty price just to get him on the roster. I mean, I still think he's got some juice left. I don't know if he's much of a vertical threat. He was a little bit of a vertical threat last year, but I don't know if that vertical threat there is still there. I got to see him play. I honestly don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't know until I see. Eagle says, would you take Reich as OC if Panthers fire him? Possibility. I mean, it's a possibility. Maybe. I think the one thing the Eagles have been bad at is hiring. I think the one thing that really messes them up is hiring from within. I think hiring from within is what they've done. And I've hated that. Every time they hire from within, it's always a bad move. So, let's see. Let's see. Mr. Wing says Eagles' offense actually has posted better stats than last year, except for red zone efficiency. For the offensively, you're probably right. I have to look back at it, but we'll see. Maybe some of those could be. I mean, I don't think every stat's going to be above this year, but I mean, we'll see though. I mean, they're passing the ball a shit ton this year. I know that. I mean, a lot. I mean, they did last year too, but Bob said higher rank in a heartbeat. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if he's getting fired or I don't know what's going on over there. If that's the case, usually, could be a good chance. I mean, to have Nick bring in Frank Reich again and kind of let him do his thing, I mean, yeah, it might be a good thing. But unfortunately, we're not talking about next year. We're talking about now. So, I mean, that's just what it is. It sucks. I'm trying to get through this chat. Sometimes it gets a little weird. Don says, what do you think of Seth Joyner's DC? I don't think, I mean, everybody has talked about that for a long time, and I just like, if the Eagles, would have jumped on that, they would have jumped on it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just something that they just never, I don't know, they never really had it. I don't know. Maybe they don't have interest in that. Maybe he doesn't want to coach, Steve Skowalski says, if not Hurts fall there, ask your hand to be there. He's not at 7 step drop that quarterback. I don't know why they just didn't draft one. Don says, but he still is Julio Jones, similar to Alshon Jeffrey when he signed a few years ago. Later, Jeffrey was just a jump ball receiver, but couldn't separate as well. Yeah, I mean, that could be. It could be. Once you start losing the speed, but you're good at contested catching later in your career, you can only really contested catch. I think Julio Jones can still get separation. I just don't know how much of a vertical threat he is. I still think an intermediate route, short things, or I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, the highlights from last year, he had some separation on the downfield. So does he still have that? We'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. Boy knows this. It says Doug was going to do the same thing. Hire. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were going to hire Press Taylor as the OC that year before Doug was fired. Like that's what they were supposed to do, and that was a mistake that they were going to make. But they did it again. I mean, I didn't think with BrianJohnson it was going to be that bad. So King says, remember the last time we lost 8 first game, we got it together. Yeah, dude, I get it. I get it. It's sometimes it takes a loss to get the team kind of wrapped up together and stuff. So JJ says we have a red zone scoring problem. 100% we do. 100%. Phil said, did you see the CBS Sports report about Eagles and Broncos deep into talks about? Yeah, but that was third party, dude. I don't think that was the problem with those reports. Is it's all third party. That's why it's from some guy we don't even fucking know on Twitter, some random douchebag we don't even know on Twitter, and we have no idea what's going on. Like that, I can't. I saw a bunch of stuff. I saw the Surtain. if the Eagles trade for Surtain, it would be great for the future. I mean, he would be a future move for us. You know what I mean? You'd have to try to, fit him in now or something, but we'll see what happens. Terry says, Joe Douglas was an Eagle. Jets are the baby brothers of the Eagles. Yeah, it sucked. That really sucked. Sucked balls. Joe Douglas was happy as hell. I'll tell you that. Matt said, I'm hoping in a situation like this last year, the lights fire under our ass, we bounce back against the Dolphins. That's what I'm hoping. This team isn't going to lay down, so they ain't gonna lay down for that fucking team coming in. So, it's not going to happen. Morrow says, matter of fact, but please explain what Dakota Reigns 99. Man, we're talking about the Eagles right now. These Sidney Browns lay lumber on these receivers. Pause. Lay the lumber. John says, why does the front office always hire from within, not spend money to get real OC and DC and real front? Well, I mean, to be honest with you, like, Desai is not playing horrible. Like, Desai is actually making adjustments. Like, I'm not that high on Desai. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm high on Desai, but I feel like as, a new coordinator, I think like the past 5 weeks, like sometimes it has looked bad, but I think he's made some good adjustments the past couple weeks. So I can't put too much on him right now. I mean, they're going to play off the ball. It is what it is. Like, that's what the secondary is going to play like. But when it comes to the pressure and the defensive line, blitzing your linebackers, running stunts, stuff like that, I feel like that's where it's really important. That's where it goes, man. So I'm more high on the side than I am on Johnson right now. But hopefully, I'll feel like that I'll feel good about both of them in the future. We'll see. No, Surtain, no. It's third party news. It's not a Schefter, Rappaport type news. It's just third party news. The Kevin Byard stuff, Buda Baker, shit like that, I can understand. So that's what I can understand. Davis says, Texas, what do you think we give? Davis says, Tyreek Hill about to have a field day with us. He's gonna have yards. It's gonna happen. Nobody can cover him. That's what it is. The Eagles every team tries to do the same thing every week with him, and that's to keep him underneath. But the one thing I could say is this: for as long as they're gonna wait until these combination of routes really develop between these Miami receivers, will give the defensive line some time to get pressure on Tua, and I think that's what's really more important. So, we'll see. Matt says, plus I feel like there's other positions in the secondary that need to be attended to by us other than cornerback. Well, yeah, I mean, they definitely need safety. The last thing cornerback's fine. I'm not worried about corner. It's really safety. I mean, that's it. I mean, really, Nakobe Dean's back with Zach Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow now, so Bob says, I'm more worried about our offense against Miami. I don't think we can win a shootout if we're always stalling out in the end zone. Yeah, I get it. I'm not worried about them stalling out in the end zone as much. I'm worried about them more just getting a rhythm going right when they get the ball in the beginning at the 25. Or getting knocked back into our own end zone, like not getting out of it and the shit play calling that they do when we're backed up into our end zone. I feel more, I still honestly hate the red zone, no doubt, but I get it, though. I totally get it. Let's see here. I want to see 7 to 8 sacks. Hopefully. DB says you guys should run that tushy push the entire game. We didn't even run that the whole entire Jets game. Obviously, we couldn't because our offense couldn't get short yardage the whole entire game, so it was horrible. Terry says Kane and Monster are the real concerns. Well, Kane's not playing. So Monster probably is playing. Kane isn't playing. He's out. He was out since the Giants game. He got hurt during the Giants game. He was out. I think he's out 4 weeks. I don't think we're seeing Devin Kane this week at all, which is big because he's a very good fast running back. I don't get to watch the Dolphins that much. I think I watched them against the Giants, and that Devin Kane is really quick. So they don't have to prepare for him at least, so it's good. John says, should bench Derek Barnett? Yeah, maybe. Terry says, this game will be a shootout. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I'm really putting a lot on this defense going to this game, Ken says, I'm worried about Hurts because Brady might sign next. What? No. The fuck? The hell does that even mean? Dom says, definitely want to see Swift heavily used in this game and big Dallas Goedert game and feed AJ, not force feed anyone. No, not force feed anybody. No, it's definitely true. I mean, Dallas Goedert's only had one great game this year. I mean, that's it. It's not Dallas's fault. I mean, Dallas has only had 100-yard game, one really good game. He hasn't really done much in the other weeks. Maybe one other game with like 60-something yards, but he doesn't have like a crazy game like that. God, this fucking I need to go back on StreamYard I need to fix this at some point. Braun says there would be less injuries in the NFL if the NFL would get rid of the slippery turf. Well, the Jet players were complaining about that shit after our game, that there's way too many injuries. MetLife Stadium sucks. I mean, I don't know if it's because there's AstroTurf under the grass, because I know it's not just, I don't know. It's weird shit. I don't know why. Tank says, will Hurts beat Jimmy G in interception? Simply says, play off the run, not the other way around. Yeah, I know. I don't get what Brian Johnson's comments were this week on like the run pass ratio, and it made no sense. I had no idea what the hell he was even talking about. Like, he was trying to figure something out he was going to say. I don't know. Chijo says, Joeyshakes, 70 thoughts on Barnett stealing Nolan Smith's playing time? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know why they don't think Nolan Smith is ready. I mean, Barnett has 2 tackles for the year. That is it. 2 tackles. 2 tackles for the year. So, Matt says, I'm really hoping we pound the rock with Swift Sunday because we've been neglecting it a lot. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare, but hopefully we do some good things. Terry says, Joey, this right about injuries. Just lost Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, it was embarrassing. I mean, look, a team could have as many injuries as they have, but if you have no game plan against that, then that's how bad it looked. But it's one game, you know? I can't go off of one game and say it's going to look like this the rest of the year. BrianJohnson shit. DB says Miami has their starting quarterbacks playing. They're going to pick Hurts 5 times. Okay, buddy. All right, buddy. There's also no reason we shouldn't attack Miami's run defense, which is not good. If BrianJohnson comes out throwing 45 times, fire him immediately. Yeah, I highly doubt it's going to happen. But if this game looks like last week, it's not going to be great. Especially if it's 2 games in a row, it's not going to be great. I don't feel that's going to happen at all. I feel like there's a lot of work put into this week, changing some shit around, and we'll see what happens. You know, all you do is pray. You know, but at Lincoln Financial Field, Kelly Green jerseys, a lot at stake here, a lot of storylines going on for the week. That's so we're lucky. Glad Lane is okay. Eagles go. It's going to be crazy. We beat Dolphins, Chiefs, and Bills. Yeah, we still go. Yeah, we got. It's a tough schedule. It's not easy. It's tough, man. The second half. That's why I'm glad we won the games that we won this year. Like, I'm glad we got those out of the way because those were the games we were supposed to win. Obviously, the Jets game would have been nice to get that one back. Obviously. You know, Washington lost against the Bears, but they're still a fantastic team. I think they're a great team. I think they're a very good team. I think Washington might be better than Dallas this year, to be honest with you. If I'm being completely honest, I think Washington could beat Dallas this year. Just saying. So, Trixie, have you guys noticed when the Eagles get blitzed, they have no hot dots, not Hurts bails? Yeah, I mean that's a thing too. I mean, Hurts bailing quick is a whole nother thing too, because I feel like coaches want him to stay patient in the pocket when he doesn't want to at times, when plays could develop. So we'll see. We'll see. Kyle says, thank God Giancarlo is back. Also, Reggie White's son is the honorary captain. Yeah, that's really cool. I was really happy for that. You know, I was really happy for that. Mario says, Washington definitely can beat Dallas. I think they can too. I think Washington is a tougher team. No doubt. Hold on one second. James, I'm expecting a playoff level game as far as atmosphere, intensity, and hopefully play as well. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be a packed game. It's gonna be Kelly Green everywhere, and the Eagles gotta play tough. That's all. Eagles just gotta play tough. Maury says, "Who's the best offensive coordinator we should get?" I don't care about that right now. I don't. BrianJohnson has lost 1 game as a coordinator. I'm not even looking into anything else right now. Until the time is right, he's not going to get fired. It's not going to happen for a while. You know what I mean? Like, even if they, it's not going to happen. So that's just something we have to wait on. Donnie said, no joke, Washington's probably going to finish second. Probably. Yeah. Probably. I mean, really, Washington's missing piece the last few years has been quarterback. I mean, really, that's been like their missing piece. They've had the defense, they've had the offensive line, they've had weapons, they've had two really good, what's it called, Brian Robinson and Gibson are I think both of them are really good. I think they're great. Sam Howell, I thought I didn't really know too much. He came off that Bills game really bad. They came off that Bills game kind of crazy, but it was a tough game. I think Sam Howell might be their guy. It might be. We will worry about Dallas 2 weeks when the time comes, but right now we were worried about the Dolphins at home Sunday night. So Joey, can you time out DB Cougar? I'm not actually a Dallas fan. You're thinking they own the division. It is what it is. As long as he's not spamming, it's fine. I mean, some of these 50-year-old dudes got no fucking lives either, so there'll be a time where I'm not going to deal with it anymore. Bron says, if the Eagles throw the ball 45 times instead of running in next game in Swift, then why trade for him to begin with? Like Derrick Henry said, NFL might as well take the running back position out of the NFL. It's just one of those, it's honestly just one of those things, okay? They got to balance it out. It's not even just the Eagles, every NFL team. It just depends really on, like, even when Aaron Rodgers was on his like high horse in with the Packers, okay? They didn't really run the ball that much. Consistently as a passer, Aaron Rodgers was great. You know what I mean? There's some quarterbacks that just can't pass that many times, and I don't expect Hurts to pass 45 times. He shouldn't. He should use his legs. He's got all these running backs at his disposal that they don't even use. But it's you get guys injured too. Your receivers, you throw a bad pass to a receiver, you throw a suicide throw too. Your receiver gets clocked. I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? It sucks. We have a super chat from the Yell Nation podcast. Thank you so much, man. It said control, score in the red zone, Eagles win. Yeah. The more time time of possession they have the ball for a long time, they'll win this game, and that's really it. It's gonna come down to the trenches. Simple as that. Simple as that. I think the Eagles are better on both sides in the trenches. Okay. I think the Eagles have good wide receivers. There's no doubt. I mean, the Eagles have weapons all over the place. This coordinator doesn't know how to scheme this offense. I mean, you already tell. Gotta get pressure off your quarterback too. You gotta get these running backs involved. I like how they are involving Swift in the passing game. I like it. I have no problem with it. But they gotta do more than that. Kenneth Gainwell is slowing this offense down too. He's not good. He's not good enough. I'm sorry, but he's not good enough. I don't mind him as a rotational. I'll keep him. Look, I like him as the second back. I will keep Gainwell as the second back, which technically he kind of is right now. But in certain situations, it's just not working, man. We got 191 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream as well. Thank you so much for joining tonight. And yeah, appreciate it so much, guys. Miles says, all we need to do is just take one game at a time. We are in great position. Faith in our birds. Nothing. Oh, yeah, 100%, dude. I have to take it that way every game. Every week. That's how it is. Reggie says, we got Julio. No need to worry about red zone as long as he's healthy. Yeah, but, dude, like, it's not the point. Like, the point, why don't they ever, as much as AJ Brown gets attention, why don't they focus Dallas Goedert in red zone? So now with look, all right, I'm on both sides of the fence with this. Okay, I'm on both sides of the fence. I get what you're saying because I do think Julio is an upgrade. I do think Julio is definitely a mismatch. There's no doubt about it. So I agree with you on that. But I don't get why it's been so hard for the Eagles the past 5 weeks to really get the red zone going. It's been like inside zone. It's been running with Jalen Hurts on 3rd and long, which I can't stand, or running with Gainwell. That's what it's been in the red zone, and it's not working. But I think as of right now, I think you actually have a legit number 3. you have an older 33, 34-year-old receiver, but Julio Jones with no pressure on him. Julio Jones with no pressure, not a number one, not a number two. And, Julio Jones had a pretty nice attitude coming into the, first day with the Eagles with that little interview he had. Like, he's like, dude, someone even asked him, like, how much do you have left in the tank? And he said, have left? Like, he questioned that, like, could be a lot more to this than we think, But I get what you're saying, though, 100%. I get what you're saying. We got Tommy Katana, member for 8 months at the Camper Squad. What's going on, man? He says, hey, Joey, what's up, man, brother? What's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day, man. We're just getting ready for this game. And look, guys, at the end of the day, if the Eagles lose this game, it is what it is. Like, it's upsetting. It'll be really upsetting. I don't fear Miami. I don't fear any team. Do not fear any team, guys, because at the end of the day, there's no team playing at. Name a team right now that's playing perfect in the NFL right now. There's no team. KC's not even playing that great this year with Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator. I don't think they're playing that good. Nobody's playing perfect right now. Nobody is. It's the truth, man. Miami has been up, like they've been winning, but it's been very up and downish with some games. Carolina had 14 points. They came back with 40. Like, you gotta, like, that's what I'm. The only thing I'm afraid of in this game that's gonna happen is the Eagles are gonna score a lot of points on Miami. Okay, if they're able to do it. Okay, just say if they're able to do it. If they score a lot of points on Miami, all I'm gonna be afraid of is because the Eagles can't play press. They're going to sit back, and it's going to turn to a shootout because they, unless the defensive line can get there every single time, would be great. But it's going to be tough. The offensive line and defensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles are a mismatch. I think they are the best group, okay? Miami is very good in the trenches, okay? They're good, but they're not that good like the Eagles are. I think that's the only difference I could say there is with both teams. Both squads have good receivers. They have a backup left tackle playing, so that could be a nice mismatch for Sweat. So we'll see. Hold on. Okay, we're good. I mean, Bills barely escaped the. Well, that's what I'm saying. Every week, it's a week-to-week league. Just because a team does this the week before, it doesn't mean they're going to do it that week. Like, I can't stand casual fans that just think that because of their record or because of how they played last week, it's what they're going to do going into this week. If the Eagles are backed up into a corner, they're going to bite you. Like, that's what's going to happen in this game Sunday night. They're going to fucking bite, and they're going to fight back. Simple as that. Miami beats Denver 70 points. Miami gets killed by the Bills. Miami scores 30 on the Giants, but the Giants had some good opportunities that they just couldn't get done. It's stupid. It's stupid. Oh, by the way, are the Phillies winning, by the way? Fly says Quez will be on New England next season. I think Quez, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Quez? I think Quez is going to be big trade bait. Honestly, I think Quez is gone after this year. There's no way they sign him. There's no way. And it won't be much money anyway, because what is he going to be worth to really re-sign? Not much on the market. I mean, he's not a top receiver. He's not doing that great because he's been off the field more than on the field. That's why Julio Jones, I feel like the wide receiver 3 position, honestly, dude, and I think somebody said this earlier, like a few comments ago, okay? Julio Jones for the red zone is great, but I think Julio Jones just lining up in general is going to be a lot of attention. I don't care if he's 33, 34 years old. Like, the guy could still play football. The guy is like, his mentality, he come from an Alabama mentality, okay? And you have that with Jalen Hurts. Julio Jones doesn't have the pressure on him. He's not a number 1. He's not a number 2. He's literally a free-for-all type of receiver that's just going to be like, hey, you know what? My time comes, my chance comes, I'm going to run with it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. LeBron Ryder says, Joey, only thing Cowboys Eagles got in common is that both their offensive can drive right down the field easily, but can't punch the ball in the end zone. Oh yeah, I mean it comes down to personnel and coaching. I mean that's what it comes down to. I think the Cowboys. I think they don't have that big bat. I think losing Zeke was definitely a big one this year, 100%. I think losing Zeke was huge. Because both lines could do it. You know, both lines could block, but you don't have the right play caller. I think they're just on the light side of backs. Like Tony Pollard is just, they're not big backs. Deuce Vaughn is not a big back. They're just not big enough. Pause. But you know what I mean. And the Eagles just, they just don't know how to use anybody with their running backs. That's been the problem. Fly Parks, super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, hit the like from my man Shakes. Appreciate it so much, Fly. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated, my brother. Much appreciated. Let's see here. Jack Johnson says, do we draft a linebacker or receiver in the first round? Neither. Why would they need to draft a wide receiver? They don't draft linebackers early, so we already know that. And I would like to start drafting them a little bit early. I don't care if it's even a second-round pick. But they're going to have to draft, like, a right tackle, like, really soon. Like, right tackle, like, Lane's going to be gone probably in a couple years. So a right tackle in progress will probably be a nice pick in the first 3 rounds. But to get a wide receiver 3 is really not hard to get. You don't have to draft one early. There's no point of drafting one early in the first round. It makes no sense. Like you don't draft a receiver in the first round to play wide receiver 3, and that's it. You can get a guy with speed or a guy that can take, you can get value out of that. I'm not really worried about that too much. Myron says old. He's still got ironclad. Oh, he's great. He's great. I don't think. Look, if Julio is that, if Julio was coming in as like an outside receiver for us, then I'd kind of be like, I don't know what to really expect from it. You know what I mean? Ken says Julio gonna run with it like he did with the Bucs. Yeah. I mean, look at the Bucs tape. I mean, they used him on reverses, and like with Brady, they used him on like reverses, and like, for as old as he is, he was running pretty damn good. I mean, we're never going to use him like that on reverses, like a wide receiver reverse or something like that. That's never going to happen. But Julio can still run routes. Julio can still get separation. I don't know if he's that crazy vertical threat like he was. I mean, he definitely showed that he can run last year. This year, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Bob said we draft a new right tackle to sit behind Johnson until he retires. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they never cross-trained tylersteen to right tackle. I'm surprised they never did it. I'm actually shocked a little bit that they never did it. Don say Julio Jones is a smart player. He will find ways to get open. He's a Hall of Fame. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, trust me. If this was the Julio Jones 5-6 years ago, then we'd be living a dream right now. But I think he's still productive. I think he's still got some juice in the tank. I'm not really worried about it too much. But I'm excited to see him play, see how it looks, how much opportunity he's going to get over Zacchaeus. Raji says, man, Howie better have something spectacular in the bag because he should have got the secondary together. But yeah, this week has been kind of nuts. I would have rather have gotten a safety than Julio Jones this week. That's 100%. I mean, for me at least, I feel like they should have done. I mean, it's still, like I said, you still got a few weeks left. I understand we need players now, not in a few weeks. Like we need to get guys now and get it done. So I understand that 100%. I get it. You know what I mean? Miles Hector says, Shakes, what do you think Howie's going to do before the trade deadline? I think he's going to go after a safety. I mean, that's really all we need right now. We need secondary help badly. I don't care who's playing good, bad. Like Reed has already been out twice this year. Sidney Brown has already missed a few weeks. Like nothing is locked. If I really want to go, like really at the end of the day, like this would be my order of what I would do. Okay. If I'm going to go after a safety, this is who I would, the top 3 guys I would get in order. I'd trade for Kevin Byard. I'd go get Budda Baker or Justin Simmons. I really want to make a trade for Kevin Byard. Byard took a pay cut this year of like $4 million. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and the Eagles would have to extend him long term. He's a Philly native. He knows the city, and I think he would play really well. I mean, there was a mock trade that came out for Kevin Byard. It was like a 25 fourth rounder, I think it was, which I think is a pretty good steal. You know, I'm not saying that's what it's going to cost, but it'll probably cost one more pick on another draft or whatever, like a mid-rounder or a late rounder or something like that to kind of spice it up a little bit, but that's really it. You know? Lone says, we need to play well this week. Patrick says, I hope Reddick can continue to close their shutout to close the fourth quarter. Third downs. I'm expecting Carter and Davis to slow monster. Force the Finns to pass. Yeah. I'm waiting for that Jalen. Jalen Carter is still the high. I think he's the highest graded defensive tackle still. I think he's still the highest graded DT. Highest graded still, even missing one game. We get Jalen Carter back. Jalen Carter is looking like, you know, if you don't have Aaron Donald playing a game, it makes a difference. I mean, without Jalen Carter, we're still productive on the defensive line because I thought we were very productive in the second half last week. Gave the ball back to the offense a good amount of times. But Jalen Carter being in there is like, it's not even funny, dude. It's really not. Because at the end of the day, whatever defensive end is lined up on Carter's side this week, it might have that free one-on-one. Because really, at the end of the day, like, Carter's going to take up a center and guard, probably double team, maybe, and he could take on the double teams very nicely. Carter is becoming very generational. Like, it's not like you see a difference when he's not playing. You see a difference, but it's not even when Carter's not playing, it's not like you're seeing a dip at all. Like, still a productive defensive line, but when he's in, though, it's like a whole fucking different story. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Rice, I agree, he could be a higher player. It's like Malcolm Jenkins. Who? I don't know if I don't think Byard's played other positions in the NFL. I don't know what he did at college, so. I think A.J. Brown, the A.J. Brown connection with Byard would really help. And Kevin Byard as well, guys, like, that team is about to implode at any second. You know there's going to be players that are going to want to get traded and leave and not deal with the rebuild. The Titans haven't started their rebuild yet, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know, they're gonna go through what we went through with Shady leaving, with Jeremy Maclin gone, Deshaun Jackson. I mean, they don't have that roster, but you know, once Derrick Henry leaves, that fan base will cry. I mean, literally, they want to run the ball with Derrick Henry 20 plus times at 30 years old, almost 30 years old. He's 29. You know what I mean? Trade Derrick Henry because he has value. Trade him. Trade Kevin Byard. Get draft capital. Trade with the Bears in this draft next year and go get a quarterback. They're carrying the first 2 picks of the draft. The Bears have their own first rounder, and the Bears have Carolina's first rounder, and Carolina is still winless right now. The Bears are very lucky because they can reset again, and it's sometimes teams don't have that. Teams don't have that luxury to do that. You know? It's crazy stuff, man. We got CT with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, pass rush has to be there this week. Can't give Hill and Waddle time. They will burn our safeties deep. Love Brown, but first game back isn't ideal. No, I get it. I get it. The pass rush, I'm saying that's the number one thing going through this game is that pass rush has got to hit home. That coverage has to be there for a split second. If they can at least get if they can just cover to his first read and like they can just get good coverage on it and tackle well, they're gonna hit home this week. They're gonna hit home. I'm telling you, it's not as scary as everybody thinks it is with Miami. Miami just has a lot of weapons, but nobody has nobody has a built trench like the Eagles right now. What Howie Roseman has done with the trenches on both sides, no team has this right now. Nobody does. Miami is facing the best defensive line, the best 2 defensive lines in the league. Okay? Lane Johnson is looking fantastic. I'm shocked he's even back at this point. It was a grade 1, ankle sprain, whatever it was. But crazy, man. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. It's getting, I'm telling you. Ryan said there are some Bird fans that are upset with AJ going off instead of Smitty, which is dumb as fuck. Why is that? I think it's because we drafted Smitty. AJ is an Eagle too and loves playing for us. No, I'm not. I don't care about the competition. Like sometimes these receivers have the matchups. Like some guys either have the matchups, they don't have the matchups. Like you can't make them both happy every single game. Last year, the first game, Detroit Lions. Smitty didn't even have a catch, that game. Sometimes it's gonna happen. It doesn't mean that Devontae Smith's not good. It's just, but the one thing I can't stand is that the Eagles will start to force feed a certain receiver that is not getting, that has no statistics for the day. The Quez Watkins missed touchdown versus the Rams. Quez Watkins back of the end zone wide open, and they throw the Smitty. They force it to Smitty. That shit annoys me. You're going to lose football games that way. Could have lost that Rams game. There was a good chance they could have lost that Rams game. Donnie says the Bears could even trade down if they get a first, second overall picks and have picks to do. They could rebuild again, dude. That's how crazy. Like teams never have the luxury to. They just rebuilt last year. They just spent a shit ton of money last year. They can literally trade back one of their first rounders, get a crap ton of picks for now and the future. They could trade Justin Fields, get a shit ton of picks for now and the future, and they could still draft a quarterback this year. They're in a perfect position. They're in a perfect position to do some good things. But that's why when trades happen, you can't say, oh, they fleeced them. They didn't fleece nothing yet, dude. They didn't fleece a damn thing. Texans, traded up. I get it. But they didn't do nothing until you see the final product on the field. And honestly, it hasn't been good. Matt says, crazy thing the Panthers are losing so bad this year with number 1 drafted QB and Bryce Young, which I don't know if he's still injured or not, but I don't know. I know he's only a rookie. Yeah, he missed a few games. I don't know if he's still out. Miles Sanders has been injury prone like a bitch this year. Miles Sanders is averaging 3.1 yards a carry. That's it. 3.1 a carry. Crazy, dude. Eagle Nation says, what's going on? What's going on, man? Ron says, the Julio signing of the Eagles is exactly like the Cowboys signing with T.Y. Hilton last season. They both were really good veterans. Yeah, I mean, it's just bringing a veteran presence. T.Y. could play more out. I don't know. I think T.Y. could play a little bit more outside than Julio right now. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. But, I was just really shocked over that signing because, it's just dude, the last thing I'm thinking about is a fucking receiver at this point. I'm not even thinking about a receiver at all, so kind of crazy. But it's nice to, our wide receiver 3 we haven't really been productive because we're not throwing to wide receiver 3s. I think the wide receiver 3 position is probably one of the worst positions offensively because really at the end of the day, you're not the focal point of the offense. Even Nick said this past week, even though we have Julio Jones, it's still, we're still, the offense still runs through A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. So I get it, I totally get it. Jack said, I think we should give Sidney Brown a chance before we trade for Byard, but if he doesn't play, nah, dude, they have to do it. It doesn't mean that Sidney Brown's not going to get a chance, but they have to do it. They have no choice, dude. It's week 7. already. Like, we're almost through half of the season already. You can't. It doesn't mean that Sidney Brown's not going to have another shot at anything. I think Sidney Brown should be the biggest. Sidney Brown should play multiple positions. I think Sidney Brown should play nickel, and I think he should play safety. I think he should be our moving piece. That's what I think he should be for us. Okay. Justin Evans, this isn't just for now, it's for the future, because you have to sign a safety now, because next year, Justin Evans might not even be on this team next year. Justin Evans has been hurt every single year of his career since he was drafted in 2017 by the Tampa Bay Bucks as a second-round pick. Literally, he has not been healthy. You can't go by just this year. Howie Roseman always goes, he always makes trades and always figures out. That's why he's so good, because he figures out the cap and he utilizes the cap in a crazy way. You got to get a safety right now, because next year you might be set at safety and not have to draft one next year. You can't just say, oh, well, Sidney Brown's starting, we have to give him a chance. It's not just for this year, it's for this year and beyond. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was supposed to have like a 3-year contract with us. He was supposed to be here for another 3 years. That was the plan until shit just didn't, work out. That was really the plan going forward. It just never happened, One HP says Henry and Julio should help our red zone. Yeah, it'd be amazing. No, I don't either. They're apparently, from rumors, they're taking like phone calls, but they're gonna take phone calls and just see what they could get. I mean, that's, what I mean? I'm not trading a high pick for Henry at 29. It's not happening. It's not. If Henry was like 26, 27, okay, maybe I'll give a little bit more compensation-wise, but Eagle Nation, what's going on, man? It says BrianJohnson's play calling just isn't. I get it, dude. I get it. It's not good. I get it. We gotta give it more time. I mean, I don't know. I'm really pissed at him right now. Like, I'm not on good terms with BrianJohnson at all. I'm like so against him right now, but I have to support him this week. We have to support this team and see where it goes. Hopefully that loss really changed some things around. Hopefully it did. What if he says Chauncey Gardner-Johnson could come back, play this season? Yeah, I thought he was out for the year, but can he come back? Phil's 4-2. Nice. Yeah, I wasn't really worried about the Phillies today at all. I really wasn't even worried about them today. I know they lost last game. I think 2-1 they lost, but I wasn't worried. Bob said if Lane Johnson gets hurt again, they should play Fred Johnson at right tackle. Well, if they really believed in Fred Johnson, they would have started him. I don't think they have a right tackle that's capable to play right tackle. The problem is we never really think that Lane's going to get hurt, but it always happens. But Lane, I think Lane will be all right. Hopefully he'll be all right. He came back from this ankle sprain pretty fast. It was a grade 1, so it wasn't horrible, but, Yanks, I'm not worried about Brian. Hey, look, if you're not worried, then great. That saves you the trouble. You know what I mean? I'm just very, like, it's one game. Like, if this was like 4 games straight he was doing this, then yeah, 3 games straight, I'd be worried. But Ron says Dak needs to run the ball more himself. He had more rushing yards than Pollard the last game. Yeah. That's what Dak should be doing. Dak should be more mobile, because when they keep him as a pure pocket passer, he doesn't play well. Before McCarthy was in the building, Dak was always mobile with a great offensive line and a running back in Zeke Elliott. And if Dak is mobile, they can win games. That's what they have. Back to his Mississippi days when he was running his ass off. That's how they should be using him. They use him as a pure pocket guy, then it's not going to go well. Not going to go well. Fred, who the fuck? Well, Fred Johnson's. They actually signed Fred Johnson to like a 2-year contract this past offseason. Yeah, he's been in the system. He's like I wouldn't say a project for Jeff Stalin, but he's done pretty good. He's played pretty well. He's just, in the motion of just getting better. That's all. He's got a lot of upside to him. He could play multiple positions, obviously. So 4 turnovers is why we lost, not BrianJohnson. Yeah, I mean, it didn't go well later on. I mean, there's 2 turnovers I can't really blame Hurts for at all. The 2 I can't really blame Hurts. The one on 3rd and 9 was horrible. Like the end of the game, that was really bad. I don't know why he threw that ball into double coverage. There was literally there was a defender on each side. I think two of those turnovers were not his fault, obviously. So, Mounted Joey, would you take Fournette at a discount red zone running back? Yeah, I thought he visited the Buffalo Bills. Did he not sign yet with the Bills? I thought he signed. I thought he visited them. The Eagles aren't interested. I don't know if they have interest in running backs. I mean, there's already a Rashad Penny on the roster right now. Doesn't mean he can't be moved, but kind of nuts. Matt says 4 turnovers and BrianJohnson play calls already lost. Having Hurts throw 45 plus times just ain't it to be running ball. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's why you lost the game, because you threw the ball way too much. You didn't utilize your running backs. You strayed away from DeAndre Swift again. I swear to God, this is what happens every time. They run with DeAndre Swift. He gets like a 1 to 2 yard gain, and then they're like, nope, and they just don't go back to him for a long time. That's what they do. They give up on the run game. Like as soon as he gets if Swift gets like a yard or 2, they give up on the run game. I don't get it, but that's what happens. Aiden Monaghan says, would you rather have Budda Baker, Justin Simmons, or Kevin Byard? I would rather have Kevin Byard, but at this point, I really don't care because they're all good players, so I don't care. I'm just being picky. I would say Kevin Byard. Dynasty Joy, are you Philly doing a shakedown? Yeah, so tomorrow the shakedown is going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern, so it's going to be earlier tomorrow. It's not going to be 9 o'clock, 9 after 9. It'll be an 8 o'clock. It'll be a strict hour. It's not going to go over an hour. I know Philly has to do something tomorrow night, hence why he asked me to lower the time on it, or asked me to go lower on the time. So we're going to start 8 o'clock tomorrow, so... Jay Philly says, I have a Jalen Carter, 2 sacks tomorrow. He could win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm still pissed we didn't get anything for the Gannon contract tampering. I think Jones is a decoy for a coordinator. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think Jalen Carter should have a big game. I think Davis will have a big game as well. I think Reddick should shred. Sweat should have a good game too. Whoever's that left tackle, backup left tackle for Armstead, they got hurt, so... Oh, nice. 5-2 fills. Rojas scored. Nice. But, yeah, I mean, that's really it. So, let's go over this poll. We're going to end it. So, the complete poll with 386 votes for today. So, we have biggest worry facing the Dolphins. BrianJohnson at 60%, everything at 23%, Hurts at 8%, and Desai at 7%. So, BrianJohnson it is. BrianJohnson it is. That's where we're at right now. I mean, it's normal. It's normal, so I get it. Wednesday said, as long as Lane Johnson's healthy, I like her. Oh, yeah, 100%. If Driscoll was coming into this, I mean, what's so crazy is that Hurts wasn't paying any attention to that right side. Later on, he wasn't even paying attention to the right side. He was sitting in that pocket, not even giving a crap what was going on the right side with Driscoll, really struggling. Remember we were in red zone and the star of the play, Boston Scott, didn't even get a chance to get the ball in his hands and got tackled for a 6-yard loss in red zone. I mean, he got beat off the ball like immediately. It was crazy. It was crazy. But I'm saying, like, even later in the game, Driscoll's at right tackle, and Hurts is standing in the pocket just waiting, like, for, like, five seconds. He's acting like like, I mean, I understand you're trying to make a play. You're trying to be more patient in the pocket, but sorry, I had to scratch my throat, and I'm going to be annoying. Thank God it's not Driscoll in this week. Sorry, I hate doing that. Dan left my girlfriend in the trunk of my car. Oh, whoa, what? What's going on? Bob said Fred Johnson, 6'7" tackle. They signed a couple-year contract coming out of training camp. Yeah, he's 6'7". Jesus Christ, he's about as tall as Mulata is. Mulata's what, 6'8"? Matt says, damn, Schwarber, but they will be up 5-2 Phillies so far. That's good. That's good. So, yeah, I mean, that's really it. We've been over an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't want to make this too long today because we've got a shakedown tomorrow. I have a video coming out tomorrow as well, the last video before Sunday. We'll be live streaming. We'll be live streaming the Miami Dolphins Eagles game Sunday night. So we'll be live streaming that play-by-play. We'll have videos and other stuff. So yeah, if you guys are new, if you guys haven't to the channel in general, definitely check it out if you guys have it, and subscribe to the channel, like the stream if you guys have it either. Do appreciate everybody that was chilling out today with me, and just talking Eagles and stuff like that. So yeah, other than that, you guys have a great day. I will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy it, and we'll see you on the shakedown tomorrow night. Definitely a lot to talk about in the week and doing our thing. So, guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Shake Squad Up, follow slide. Peace out. Peace. Peace out. Guys, have a great day. Peace out, guys. Shake Squad Up, follow slide. Peace out. Peace.